Well, sometimes the symptoms you have may not always match up with the illness you think you have. Joining us now to talk more about correctly diagnosing an illness is Dr. Nabin Sapkota with Columbus Community Hospital, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you here. Well, how can interpretation of symptoms sometimes lead to an inaccurate diagnosis?
Well, when you interpret symptoms just by itself, not thinking about the details of the patient, it can lead to incorrect diagnosis. If you think about the symptoms in isolation, that can lead to incorrect diagnosis. Let's say you have two different patients. They can have exact same symptoms, but they can have completely different diagnosis based on the context. If you have to know your patient very well, you have to know a lot about your patients in order to analyze what a particular symptom suggests in that patient, in that individual patient. For example, I once had a patient about 2 years ago. He was thought to have seizure, but the way he described his symptoms was kind of odd. And the onset actually suggested more of a circulatory problem than a neurological problem. So we were worried there might be something going on in his chest. We scanned his chest, and he was found to have an aortic dissection. Well, seizure is not listed as a symptom of aortic dissection anywhere, but we were able to get the right diagnosis because we just didn't look at the symptom, but we actually looked at how he described it, and we tried to make some sense out of it.
So probably important for patients to actually know what they're feeling and try to, talk about that with their doctor in a very clear and concise way so the doctor can make a better diagnosis. Well, believe it or not, we are out of time. Thanks for joining us today and talking to us a little bit today. Thanks for coming from Columbus Community Hospital. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
And we're back in a moment with a final look at your forecast.